Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Wednesday, so we're going to be going over the starts and sits for the Thursday night football game. As per usual, I'll be going over the line first and then doing the starts and sits for the Jaguars, then the starts and sits for the Cincinnati Bengals. So we're going to start off with the line for this game, and the over-under is 45.5. It's probably pretty fair. This game could have a little bit of points on the board since both defenses are not the greatest in the world, but Cincinnati has shown improvement, and the Jacksonville offense has not looked very good overall, so it could also hit the under. The Bengals are 7.5 point favorites. I think that's pretty fair, especially being the home team here. So I wouldn't be surprised if they cover that pretty easily, though. Definitely would not be a surprise to me. Then the implied point totals for this one, Cincinnati Bengals 26.5 points. So about 4 touchdowns or a couple touchdowns and a couple field goals. And then Jacksonville is 19 points. So, maybe 2-3 scores if you're lucky, or, 2 scores and a field goal. But in general, that's just kind of the line for this Thursday night football matchup. Probably, coming in the year, not one of the best matchups in the world, but the Bengals have looked pretty good at times. So definitely could be a game they roll with, or maybe we see a little bit of life out of Jacksonville in this one. For the Jaguars starts and sits, you got Trevor Lawrence. He has not looked good so far. He's thrown an interception in every single game so far this season. The offensive line is not the best. The offense in general hasn't been really gelling too much, so he's going to be a sit until further notice. James Robinson, you can start as kind of like a running back 2 flex play if you need to. Obviously, he hasn't lived quite up to expectations, but last week was a little bit better. Carlos Hyde's still going to be a sit. Marvin Jones Jr. is probably the one wide receiver I'm comfortable starting this week. Kind of like a wide receiver 3 flex play. He's been shown to be Trevor Lawrence's favorite target so far. So definitely an interesting guy for this week. DJ Chark, he's just kind of a boom-bust guy. Like if you get the touchdown, which he's gotten in 2 out of 3 weeks, then it'll pay off. If he doesn't get that, then he's pretty much useless. So he's somebody I'm sitting. Laviska Shenault is another guy that I'm sitting. I was never a big Laviska fan in general, and he just really hasn't done much this year, and it's just been kind of the Marvin Jones show. So until we see more from this offense, from these wide receivers, don't really trust any of them. Then we got Jacob Hollister at tight end. Yes, I know they did just trade for Dan Arnold, but they just traded for him. He doesn't know the playbook. He's probably not even going to be active for this game. Hollister looked all right week 1 with the Jaguars, or I should say his first week with the Jaguars, which was week 3 after being cut by Buffalo. He had 6 targets. I believe he only caught 2 or 3 of them, so there is some opportunity for upside there. Maybe a guy that's sneaky play later on in the year. Better play for DFS, but not somebody I'm starting in my regular fantasy league. Then we got Jacksonville's defense. Don't want to start them against the Bengals, who have a pretty good offense in general. And then Josh Lambo, the kicker, he's been out actually dealing with some stuff as well, so he's not going to be anybody we're starting. Could see Matthew Wright in this game as well, and he would still be a sit regardless. Then we move over to the Cincinnati Bengals. We got Joe Burrow. He is somebody that I do like starting this week. I have him as one of my top 12 quarterbacks on the week. Joe Mixon is a start as well. Joe Mixon's a guy that you should be starting every given week regardless. He's been one of the top guys in terms of touches per game so far this season. And, he's really done pretty well with it. So for all the people out there that hated Joe Mixon coming into this season, he's been doing pretty well. He's proven you all wrong. Then we got Jamar Chase. He's going to be a start. Obviously, we see the great start that he has been off to so far this season. Tyler Boyd, he's also a start. T. Higgins probably not going to play in this game once again, so T. Higgins is going to be a sit, which makes both these 2 wide receivers popular. Maybe you look at Auden Tate or Mike Thomas and like a DFS, but we'll be talking a little bit more about that tomorrow. CJ Uzomah, yeah, without T. Higgins there's a little bit more volume to go around, but still not too comfortable starting him at this point in time. Bengals defense is a streaming option for defenses this week, so you can definitely play them if you need to. Then Evan McPherson, the kicker, he's looked pretty good, so you can probably roll him out there too, unless you have a better kicker option available to you. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on the starts and sits for the Thursday night football matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I said, it should be a pretty interesting game. A lot of young players in this game overall. So we're going to get a little bit of a glimpse at 2 young quarterbacks, a young wide receiver in Jamar Chase, second-year player in Laviska Shenault as well. T. Higgins would be a second-year player, too, if he ends up playing. James Robinson's obviously a second player, too. So a lot of young players in this game. It'll be real interesting to see how it all comes together and see who wins. It's definitely a game that I'll be watching. And like I said, for tomorrow, we'll be covering the DFS single game showdown slate regarding this game overall. I think it's going to be a fun slate as well. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that is truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your fantasy football teams, helping you with DFS, whether it's NFL or NBA. Talking all the different NFL news. There's been a lot of guys hurt in week 3, a lot of signings. It's going to be a lot of movement overall. Definitely excited. Not excited for the injuries, but definitely excited to see lots of movement, lots of players getting their opportunities this season. And then as we move closer to the 2022 NFL Draft, I'll be covering some 2022 NFL Draft prospects as well. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who has yet to do so, also hit the notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I already mentioned, tomorrow's Thursday, so that will be the DFS single game slate for the Thursday night football matchup. Definitely excited about that one once again. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And last but not least, special shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. Definitely do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It definitely means a lot to me. And I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.